Hey everyone, I welcome you all to this video. So in the last video, we have discussed about update statement. Now in this session, we will discuss about delete, drop and truncate. So you can expect questions and interviews from this topic. That is, what is the difference between delete, drop and truncate? So you should be aware of this topic, right? So I will first of all open a new query window. So I will simply click on new query and you can see that we already have our employee details database selected. Now let's say, first of all, let's again write a simple select statement to see the data. So I will write select star from dbo.employees and I will execute this statement. So this is the data that we have, right? Now, the point is that we want to learn about delete, drop and truncate. So we again do not want to disturb our table, right? So what we will do, we will create some hash tables. We will create some temporary tables for that purpose and we will make changes to that temporary table, right? So first of all, I will write select star into, let's name the new temporary table as hash3 from dbo.employees. This statement will basically create a replica of dbo employees table and the name of that replica will be hash3. So there will be a table that will be created by the name hash3, which will be a replica of dbo employees table. And hash3 doesn't exist when we are writing this statement written in line number 5. So I will select this statement and I will simply click on execute. So 10 rows affected. Now let's run a simple select statement on hash3 to see the data contained in hash3. So we will write select star from hash3. Now let's execute the select statement written in line number 7. So it shows us that this is the table, right? And this is a replica of employees table. Now, let's say we are interested in deleting that record from this table where department is equal to 0. Either department is equal to 0 or last name is blank. So record number 9 and record number 10 should be deleted. So we have to write such a statement. So how we can write that? So I'll press enter twice. I'll come to line number 9 and I will write delete from the table name. So the name of the table is hash3. So delete from hash3 where last name is equal to blank or department is equal to 0. Right? So we can write this a statement that we have written in line number 9 and 10 and we can simply execute this statement. So once you have executed this statement, it shows 2 rows affected. It means 2 rows were deleted. Now if I will execute the statement, select statement written in line number 7 again to check the output that is available now in hash3. So the data contained in hash3. So if I will select this statement written in line number 7 and if I'll execute it, you will see that now only 8 records remain because there was one record where last name was blank, so that was deleted, and there was one more record where department was 0, so that was also deleted. So that's why 2 records were deleted, right? Using the delete statement. In the last session, we have discussed that whenever we are using delete and update, we should always specify a condition in the where clause, because let's see what will happen if we will not specify any condition while using delete, right? So first of all, we will create one more table for that. So, and that table will again be a replica of dbo employees table. So we will write select star into hash4 from dbo.employees. So I will select the statement written in line number 12 and I will execute it. So 10 rows affected. It means a new table by the name hash4 was created, which is a replica of dbo employees table. So I will now first of all run a simple select statement on hash4 to see the output, the data contained in it. So I will write select star from hash4. If I will now execute the statement written in line number 14, so this is the table that we have. Now let's say I am writing a delete statement for hash4 table without any where condition, and then let's see what happens. So I will simply write delete from hash4. If I will select the statement written in line number 16 and will execute it, so you can see 10 rows affected. It means all the 10 rows were deleted. Now, if we will again execute the select statement on hash4, that is select star from hash4, if we will select the statement written in line 14 and will execute it, you can see that the structure of the table remains. The columns are still there, but there is no data. So entire data was deleted from this table, right? So that's why whenever you are using delete and update statement, especially when you are working with production environment, you should always keep in mind that you must use where clause, right? Never forget to use the where clause. Now, this was about the delete statement and how we can use delete to delete certain records from a table. So by the way, we were using our main table as hash3 in which we were making the changes. So I will again write select star from hash3 to see the table and the data contained in it. So I'll select the statement written in line 18 and I will execute it. So this is the output that we have. Now, let's say there are two other statements as well. There is drop and truncate as well. What will happen if we will write truncate table hash3? If we will truncate the table hash3, then what will happen? If we will truncate the table hash3, so for that purpose, we will have to write it in this way, that is truncate table hash3. If we will truncate the table hash3, so it will actually remove all the records from the table hash3, although the structure of the table will remain. The columns will remain, structure will remain, but all the records will be deleted. So as of now in hash3, there are 8 records. If I will execute the statement written in line number 20, that is truncate table hash3, so let's see what happens. So commands completed successfully. It means all the records were deleted from hash3. If I will now run an select statement, if I now run a simple select statement on hash3 to check that what remains in hash3, that is, if I will execute the statement written in line 18, so you will see that nothing remains in the table. Everything is wiped out, right? But the structure remains, columns remain, but the data is removed, right? Data is deleted. So truncate table will delete all the data from the table, but the structure of the table will remain. If when you will use delete with a where clause with a given condition, then delete is generally used to remove certain records, right? Because we generally use delete with where condition. So in order to delete certain records, we use delete. But if you are interested in removing all the records, then you will use truncate. And if you want to remove all the records and you want to remove the entire table structure as well, then in that case, we will use drop. So now if I will write drop table and then table name, let's say hash3, and if I'll execute it, so this will drop the table. And now if I will run a select statement on hash3, that is, if now I will execute the select statement written in line number 18, then SQL Server throws an error. It says that it is an invalid object because since you have dropped this table, so neither columns remained nor its data remained. Everything is gone now, right? So that is the difference between delete, drop, and truncate. And this is again an important interview question. So I will write the difference for you here. So whenever we want to write a comment in SQL Server, so we can use 2 hyphens in this way, like I've written in line number 24. So comments are basically very much useful and very much important. And if you will execute the SQL code, and if some comment is written there, so that comment will be the part that SQL Server will not execute, right? But for a person who is developing the code, the comments are very much important from readability perspective, and it helps us to read and understand the code better. So here I'm writing in line number 24, delete. So delete is basically used when we want to delete certain records. Delete certain records from the table, right? But when you will use delete without a where condition, if we will use delete without where condition. All records from the table will be deleted, but the structure remains intact. The table structure remains intact. I'm writing in line 26, but the table structure remains intact, right? So this is what that you should keep in mind. Now after delete, let's talk about truncate. So truncate, it will delete all the records from the table. But the structure of the table remains intact. So the columns and all will remain. And if you will use drop, sorry, then all the records will be deleted. Plus the table structure will also be removed. That's why when we executed the drop statement on #3, and after that, when we executed the select statement on #3, so SQL Server showed this error, that invalid object name. It was not even recognizing this table because it was dropped, right? So after using delete and truncate, if you will run the select statement on that table, SQL Server will not show an error. But if you will drop the table and then you will run the select statement, SQL Server will show an error, because dropped means it will now not be recognized by SQL Server. That's why. So this is an important interview question, and you should keep this in mind. And this can be asked in the interviews. So I hope this video was helpful. We'll meet in the next session. We'll discuss about other topics, concepts, and questions. Till then, thank you. Bye-bye.